Dustin,
Mm-hmm.
marriage
Hmm.
and medicine recap.
Yes. Now that's a white coat. Okay.
But do you get what I'm doing?
What are you doing? You tell me what you're doing. You tell me what you're doing. What are you doing,
This doesn't
Carlos?
look
You dressed up
familiar.
for the reunion?
This is I am listen, we normally play doctors,
Yes. So
right?
you're the host.
I'm not the host.
Okay.
I'm Steve.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Ah, chest out with a white sports coat. That's right. And handling motherfucking business. How about that? Okay, so I guess you are Steve, because that's exactly what we about to do is handle ours today. Okay, I love it, Carlos. You look good, damn it.
Well, thank you. I was like, I wonder if he'll get it. And what's funny is some raindrops. As you all know, me and Dustin, we do not talk before we record this because we want to keep things natural. So
Mm-hmm.
when I hopped on, I'm like, no, right before I hopped on Dustin, true story, 2 minutes, I said, I actually should dress up like Steve because Stevie dressed it. Now, Steve had a lot, some red in it. So listen,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got
Mm-hmm.
Steve's money, child. However,
Mm-hmm.
I went
Steve
in the
like the
closet.
details. He like them details, don't he?
He
Yes.
actually does. Because
Mm-hmm.
even when he wore the Louis Vuitton jacket backstage, he made
That I
sure to
want.
wear the eyewear.
I want that jacket, Carlos.
Bro.
We need them jackets.
Yes.
We're gonna get them damn jackets. But anyway, we'll offline about that.
We need
Yes.
to actually raid his closet.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a
Mm-hmm.
closet raid I wouldn't mind
I
walking
am
away with a few
down.
items.
I'm bringing so many bags with me because I'm going home with it all. Okay. For real. No, but hell yeah, Steve got down, man. He got in the paint this reunion, and he has changed the POV of the husbands on Married to Medicine. We now see the interaction and engagement of the husbands from a different vantage point than we have ever
Mhm.
seen it before, thanks to Steve. Okay.
Mhm.
So you know, I love a person that stand up for themselves. I love a person who, says it plain and is not afraid to say it to whoever they need to say it to. And that's what Steve did. Steve got in there and he was literally you remember that episode of Martin when they got stuck in the bus station, and remember Gina was arguing with the guy that worked at the bus station that was so rude to her, and she reached through their window and she grabbed him and you gonna give me some change, give
And
me
the
some.
change fell out.
That is how Steve was doing Eugene backstage, on stage, sound stage, it all
Not
over.
soundstage.
He all over that set. Steve was getting it in there with Eugene, man, and I love to see it. Loved it.
Well, listen, the beauty of our recaps is there's no rules,
Right.
okay? There may be a few regulations, but we're on Patreon, so there isn't. YouTube, yes, Patreon, we can do what we want to do and say how we want to say things and what we want to say.
Hmm.
So let's just get off with Steve. Um, Dustin,
Hmm.
now I love some Steve.
You think he took it too far?
Okay, let's just start with it. This is how I
Hmm.
feel. I actually agree with you. I think
Hmm.
Steve, the way Kenya Moore came onto Housewives and changed the temperature
Yep.
of that show,
Yep.
right? The way Erica Jane came up Beverly Hills Housewives, and all of a sudden the show became about what the girls were actually wearing and buying. Because
Yeah.
prior to that, it was sort of like we saw the big homes, but it wasn't a detail. They never
Yep.
dressed up to go
Yep.
have coffee. Um, Steve definitely, and I agree
Mhm.
with you 100%. I didn't think about this until you said it. You are 1000% right. Steve has done something to the show that no
Hmm.
man has done.
Hmm.
And that is he gets into it and he don't mind clapping back and he's not about well, those are our wives and
Mm-mm.
they gon' no, he's like if your wife says something about me, I'm gonna say something about her and you.
Hmm.
And I love that. And I love that. And we're going to get into the details. I have to start globally by saying I did feel that at times Steve was doing too much.
Okay.
And I felt I have this thing where I don't like this pylon when it comes to Eugene's masculinity or
Hmm.
or his masculinity being questioned. And I thought like when they were backstage and he said, "Do you want to be one of the women?" Okay, you got your shot in, all good. You got it in, right? But to go on stage and to constantly infer that again, then to call him Eugene Bush, it was like, look, unless
Call him
I'm missing
what? Call him what, Carlos?
Eugene Bush, Dustin, Dustin, unless I missed something along the way,
Uh-huh.
I'm like, what did Eugene do to you? I'm all
Hmm.
for shade, but I felt like Steve was doing the most, and I love him when reality stars do the most. But I will say for me, if I didn't like seeing that because I felt that Steve is better than that, and I just didn't like plainly stated, Dustin,
Hmm.
the constant attacks towards Eugene's manhood.
Well, yeah, because ultimately those sort of insults, and I am by no means insinuating that Steve was being this way by saying that to Eugene. But the reason that that's off-putting for you is because of those insults, and those insults are rooted in homophobic
Yeah.
roots. Those are homophobic rooted insults. And so even though Steve wasn't trying to be that way towards Eugene at all or even being homophobic, that's where that comes from when you try to emasculate a man. You know what I'm saying? And it can be a played out trope, but honestly, Toya started that with them because she said on your interview and said when you said that Steve was a attractive person, Toya said in your interview and said all the boys say that.
Mhm. She
So
did.
what are you trying to say? And she said it in the middle of being shady towards him anyway. So it was definitely intentional on her behalf. So she kind of opened the door for those sort of insults between the two of them, between the four of them, I should say. So I don't know. Question two for you, because I can't get the timeline right in my head. Your interview with the Harrises was released 2 days before they filmed the reunion, or y'all filmed that interview 2 days before they went to film the reunion?
We a little bit of both.
Okay.
So they filmed their reunion on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I interviewed Toya and Eugene on a Tuesday. Raindrops, I love y'all so much. I had to pay extra to have them edit that thing within 24 hours.
Wow.
We shot it on Tuesday. Not only did we shoot on Tuesday, I did another interview that day, Dustin. You'll see later. I
Yes, my
did another
biggest.
interview that day, and we I dropped it on Thursday. The reunion was the next day.
Okay, so see,
So
there you have
what
it.
I did hear from my very credible sources,
Mm-hmm.
I did hear that Dr. Mimi and Steve and the rest of the cast watched my interview, and that particularly Steve and Mimi were not happy with the stuff that Eugene and Toya were saying about them. And Raindrops exclusive for y'all. That's why Steve came in hot because Steve literally watched the interview the night before. And when he saw Eugene, in all fairness, this is what men do. He checked it hit on.
See, that didn't bother me. And I knew that there was a rhyme, there was rhyme to that reason. You know what I'm saying? I knew that
Yeah.
there was a method to their madness. They was pissed. Toya and them been talking shit. And you see on the show when Eugene told Steve, listen, I'm in here 12 years. You just got here. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's
Somehow, when
all
you
the
mock him, I love it.
what he tell hey Carlos, you know he had a moment this episode too.
I know.
Listen, if that's what you're looking for, then sorry.